Thank you to the Combat Antisemitism movement for inviting me to speak today. My name is Mimica Tsezana Hyman. As a Greek Jew, I am considered a rare specimen, as in a country with a population of approximately 11 million, there are only 5,000 Jews left. In a very humble and grateful way, I stand before you as I share with you the plain fact that neither I nor my brothers and our children would be here today if it weren't for the decision made by simple countrymen to hide their Jewish friends and neighbors about 78 years ago. My father and his family were among the 275 Jews saved by Metropolitan Chrysostomos, Mayor Carrer, and the entire population of the island of Zakynthos. You save one life, you save the world. The people of Zakynthos save the world and our hearts. Should you visit the Jewish cemetery in Zakynthos, you will find evidence that there was Jewish life in the island ever since 1281. The Jews of Zakynthos operated 2 synagogues and lived in full harmony under the Greek law with their Greek Orthodox neighbors. The island of Zakynthos was invaded by the Italians in 1941. In 1943, the Germans came to the island. By then, the people of Zakynthos had heard of the atrocities that the Germans had imposed not only in other parts of Greece, but all around Europe. The German officer assigned to Zakynthos was called Behrens. One morning, at gunpoint, he assured Mayor Lucas Carrer that his life was in immediate danger. It would be either the list with the names of the Jewish population of the island, or next time, it would be his gun that would speak instead of his mouth. The mayor conveyed the news to Metropolitan Chrysostomos. Having made up their minds, they advised the Jews of the island overnight to hide in the villages outside the city and asked the residents of Zakynthos to protect them. That is when my grandmother, my nonna, gathered all her gold and silver jewelry, placed them in a pouch, tied it around her waist, threw a long skirt over it, and went into hiding with the family. For a year, they survived through exchanging jewelry for their daily needs. Officer Behrens the next day received the list he requested in both German and Greek. There were only 2 names written on it, Metropolitan Chrysostomos Dimitriou and Mayor Lucas Carrer. Through further negotiations, they finally were able to save all 275 Jews, and by doing so, they breathed life into the generations that followed them. The announcement came from Germany saying the Jews of Zakynthos could remain on the island under the personal supervision of the mayor and the metropolitan. When I asked my father who hid the family during the German invasion of the island, I thought that his answer would consist of one name. Instead, my father's answer was the Sarachini family, the Roumeliotti family, the Bafaki family, the Pastras family, and the Murgos family. When I heard the second name, I was surprised. When I heard the 5th name, I was emotional. The events that we hear happen to other people never touch our feelings the same way as they do when they happen to someone so close to us. I asked my father to tell me some stories that took place during the German occupation in Zakynthos. Here are some of his stories. When the Germans would line up the men and to impose forced labor on them, the Christians would go next to the Jews, direct them to the end of the line, being hopeful that the Jews would not get a turn to work. They were trying to avoid direct contact between the Jews and the Germans. Another story is the following. While hiding in the village of Gaetani at the home of the Saracini family, one day the German soldier came to search the houses in the village. They were looking for men to put them to work for them. The house had 4 rooms, and I happened to be in one of those rooms at that very moment, my father said. The family had a little black dog. It was interesting to see how the dog was quiet while the soldier searched the first, second, and third room, but started barking at the soldier, preventing him from entering the 4th room, in which I was trembling from fear. That dog made so much noise that drove the German soldier away. That day, my father said, that dog saved my life. Even the pets in Zakynthos protected the Jews. Another fact is the following. The sister of Metropolitan Chrysostomos, Mrs. Vasiliki Stravolemou, who also had studied in Germany and spoke German, was the director of the home economics school in the island. Among her students, there were also Jewish girls. One day, some of her Jewish students got sick and needed to be seen by a doctor. The only facility for medical attention at the time was the German military hospital. I bring to you these girls as patients, she told the German doctor, and not as Jews. We came to see you as a medical doctor who swore to practice medicine under the Greek oath of Hippocrates, and not as a German. She was able to get the medical attention for her Jewish students, and on the way out, the German doctor told her, medicine is a science and awaits patients. The war ended in 1945. The people of Zakynthos were unlucky to be hit with a massive earthquake of 6.5 Richter that leveled the entire island in 1953. At this point, I would like to mention that the first ships that came to the island with medical and humanitarian help were the ones of the Israeli Navy. Israel offers this help to the people of Zakynthos as a sign of appreciation due to the fact that they saved the Jewish community of the island during the German occupation through their bishop and mayor. When the island was being rebuilt, the Jews of Zakynthos, as an expression of their gratitude towards their saviors, paid for and donated their personal labor to replace all the windows of the St. Dionysius Cathedral. As I spent my very young summers in Zakynthos, I always felt special, happy, and interested in what the island had to offer. What I did not know then is that I was brought to the safest place on earth that a Jew could have been brought to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mimica, for your powerful and moving words, not only about your family's history and their connection to Lucas Carrere and Demetrios Chrysostomos, but also your kind request for the world to remember the once prominent Greek Jewish community and the hope that modern-day leaders will follow in the footsteps of Zakynthos mayor and metropolitan. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.